Welcome to Madden NFL 12, the demo. It's finally here. Finally have the opportunity to play this game. All the speculations, all the hoopla. Everybody's making all these wild accusations about the game before they even got a chance to play it. And now it's here. And the truth will be told. I definitely recommend you guys checking out TheSimStandard. There will be some videos over there on that side. The link will be in the description. But it's finally here, and if I sound a little distracted, I've got my family with me right now, so bear with me. I'm going to wing this commentary. I'm going to just go ahead and talk about some of the things that I've noticed so far. And this is not a review. This is just my first look at the game. In fact, this is my first gameplay. I just went ahead and hit the record button and just said, hey, whatever happens, happens. I'll just go ahead and throw it up on YouTube. I've actually played about 4 matches already, like 4 games. First off, you ought to know about the demo that you only have the choice to pick between Green Bay and Chicago, which is a little strange to me because I thought it would have been Green Bay and Pittsburgh, or I don't know. I don't know why they picked Chicago. Maybe there's something that you guys know that I don't. Don't mind using Chicago. I love Soldier Field, so maybe they did it for the intro, which you guys have probably already seen if you've already checked out my previous video. At first glance, this game, to compare it to NCAA 12, as far as the controls are concerned, it plays very similar. But there are definitely some major differences between the 2 games. I'm seeing some issues or some differences in the AI that I will be talking about in my review. Anyhow, this game, what can I say that hasn't already been said about NCAA 12? You know, I do appreciate the fact that they reincorporated jersey degradation in the game again, which means players do get dirty, they do get messed up, and you can see that the jerseys have dirt all over them, or grass stains and things like that. I'm going to try my best to let you guys kind of watch the gameplay, and I'm trying not to say too much. Heavy sack right there. These guys came flooding the gates right there on me. And just for my own, you know, just for defending myself here, I'm playing this game for the first time, and I'm not a big Madden fan as much as I'm more of a fan of NCAA. EA Sports, in my opinion, have done a terrible job over the last 3 years putting this game out. I used an analogy once. I was talking to a buddy of mine, Azure Effect. Big shout out to Azure Effect. I'm sure he'll have his take on this game as well. But I used an analogy about Madden football, and even Madden 12, and this is the analogy I use. I'm going to give you guys this example. You know, imagine that you're going to work and you get a flat tire. And this flat tire, you know, it's a big problem. You got a big nail in your wheel, and these are brand new tires. You just put new tires on this car. Look at this big run here. You just put, look at this. He still falls into the end zone. No problem. So imagine that you just put new tires on your car, and you run over a nail, and now you have this big hole. You got this hole, and the nail is plugging the hole, but it's still air is still seeping out of the tire. And every day, you know this is there. You know this problem exists, but you just keep going to work regardless. You know what? I'm just gonna pump some air into it. You pump a little air in, you get you to work. But every day after work, your tire is flat, and on your way home, people are they're honking the horn at you, and they're telling you, hey, you have a flat. And you've done this for like 4 or 5 days. Just going to work, pumping a little air in, trying to just get by. Until finally you decide, you're kind of pissed off, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to go to the dealership, and I'm going to go ahead and have this taken care of. You go to the dealership, they take the nail out, and they patch up the hole. They didn't give you brand new tires. They didn't give you a new set of wheels or a new wheel. They didn't do anything. They just patched up the hole. And now you can go to work, but you're still driving the same car with the same tires. Nothing's really changed. I know that's not necessarily how you guys, how all you guys feel about Madden 12, but in some cases, this is the way I look at this game. That it's not so much as innovative as it is they just patched up the holes. And I promise you guys, I have about 2 more videos coming out real soon. They're going to show some holes, some legacy issues that still exist within this game. I still feel like this is a definite purchase-able game. Like, you could definitely buy this game and have a good time. And, you know, it doesn't mean that this game is not worth a purchase. It just means that there are definitely still some issues that they haven't patched up, even though they said they did. And, you know, some people are going to ask me, Shake, is this game playable? Do you think this game is playable? I'm going to give you guys what my definition of playable is in the next half of this video, the second half, actually, of the gameplay. So stay tuned for that. I'll give you guys a breakdown of how I feel, how I weigh whether or not a game should be played, whether or not it's worth a purchase. But right now, I kind of want to talk about Madden and the comparisons and all the videos that have been coming out. You know, either they're good or bad. You know, I've seen a lot of videos, and everybody's you know, a lot of people were making speculations about the game before they got a chance to play it. This game plays a lot better than it looks. You know, and that's kind of a double-edged sword, because does that mean it has good gameplay? And then to some of you guys who think that it has, you know, that it looks really good. In my opinion, there are definitely some animations that need a lot of work. This particular engine, all they've been doing is building upon it all these years. I would have expected, you know, of having the NFL license for 6 years, it would have been nice if they would have scrapped the engine and just brought us something brand new, something really nice, something innovative, you know, to the genre, because they haven't. By the way, I really like the way the kick, you know, doing a field goal. I really like the way the field goal looks on this game now, and extra points and all that. It looks really authentic to how it looks in real life NFL games. But in my opinion, I would have thought that after a couple of years they would have scrapped the engine. I mean, there's still some animations that have existed in this game since '06. I mean, they still have very similar running styles, and you know, you know when you see Madden. Let's just put it that way. There's nothing really that much different about this engine. Some of you guys are going to look at this gameplay and say, wow, it looks just like Madden 11. It doesn't look that much different from Madden 11. It reminds me of that. I can assure you that after playing the game, it plays better than Madden 11. There's a lot more legitimacy that goes on in this game rather than some of the BS that took place on defense last year. I will warn you that there is still a few things, and I already have it. You know, I already have the footage. I'm just waiting to get this footage out now. Look at these breaking tackles. I can promise you there will be some highlight plays that look ridiculous in this game that are going to take place this year. I already have some that I've saved myself. Let's talk more about the demo. There is instant replay in this demo. I'm not going to do it in this particular gameplay here. I have 2 gameplays, 2 parts to this. Just gameplay. Just want you guys to see how it plays. In my review, you're going to see a lot of instant replay. So, also, they gave us 4 quarters. So overall, I would say that this demo, the demo itself, is a great demo because they give you 4 quarters of gameplay. You know, I try my best not to compare the demo to the actual game, but it feels like you're getting a gist of what to expect when you get the real game. That is a touchdown. Believe it or not. This demo doesn't have any commentary, as you probably already realized, and it's not a big problem for me because you know, when you play a demo, you kind of just want to hear the game, see the gameplay, and so I'm not really going to complain about that. Obviously, they changed the way you do kicks, and there is somewhat of a glitch when you do field goals. there's some kind of a glitch where if you hit the button a little too late when you're going for accuracy, I'm not sure why, but it doesn't register you pushing the button at times, and you may kick the ball way off. So just be careful of that. I will say that the hits, the tackling, now that they've incorporated double hit tackles, and you don't really see too many people tumbleweeding all over the place, even though it still exists, but in a smaller form. It's a different form of tumbleweeding now. What I mean by tumbleweeding, and this is something that maybe Versus, and I think some guys like Apex, or maybe Versus was the guy that coined that phrase. But what that means is basically after a tackle, everybody falls all over the place, and they all look like a bunch of bowling pins. It looks more realistic now. It looks more like the defense is falling on the ball carrier to finish the tackle to some degree. But the hits are definitely ferocious now. There are definitely some huge tackles, some big double hits, and that hit stick is a beast now. I definitely can stand by that now and tell you that defense has definitely been upgraded. You will see in my full review that there are some things that I'm not necessarily happy about. And in my second video, I also will be talking about some comparisons with the Madden franchise and the 2K sports games, and the things that EA Sports still hasn't done, you know, to formally step themselves up to their level. And what I mean by that is there's just certain details, attention to detail, that I think that they could really use in that department when it comes to fundamentals and little animations, things that they still don't have in the game that, you know, should be in the game. They put a lot of emphasis on cameras on the sidelines and things like that. Here we are at halftime. The presentation. Here comes the halftime show.